Una revolución energética.
La consommation d'électricité est
Muchas veces hablamos de cambio climático.
So I'm Mike Dopsvaj, and I'm from Connecticut in the US. I'm 34 years old, and I'm a video editor. Well, let's just say we're 50% Republican, 50% liberals, and Republicans are conservative and they don't believe in climate change. Even though the winter is more snow, they say, oh, it's not global warming, so maybe after global warming we have to change the name to climate change. But it is a change because it's getting warmer, so there's more water in the ice caps are melting, so there's more water in the system, so there's more evaporation and rain or snow. So these are all signs of it, but a lot of people don't buy it, and they think it's just gonna warrant further government regulation and cost to them, I guess. So I would say I believe in it. I think when it becomes more extreme, it's going to involve a lot of human migration and changes in zones of agriculture. But I do see a few solar companies though around, and I don't really see many people doing it, of my neighbors, but they don't buy it, even though 90% of scientists state that it's real, and scientists usually arrive at their conclusions through research, and they go through a process to find what they perceive as the truth, and will be the truth until it is changed again, until there's another discovery. But they're not trying to justify anything. They're just sort of researching the changes out there. But how rational people can't take this as fact kind of blows my mind. But for a lot of them, I think they have interests in that. Say they're from the auto industry, they don't want to admit that their product is contributing to global warming. And say they're from anything really, like electricity, energy companies, they don't want to say that their coal power plants are polluting and causing climate change. So they're very resistant to change, because for them it will be a cost in retrofitting everything. But really it's happening, and it's going to happen more and more, I think, so faster and faster. So if people don't really, and it may be too late even to change anything, because this has been, since the Industrial Revolution really, we've been pumping pollutants into the air and the water and everything in the ground. So if we just all of a sudden stopped polluting completely, I don't think the process will just come to a stop. But energy efficiency is a big thing. The government has given a lot of tax credits for doing that. Properly insulating your home, or doing any kind of thing with windows or doors to make them more efficient. So that's definitely on people's mind. And of course now in this economic crisis, that it's pretty much a global economic crisis, a lot of people are feeling the economic pain at the gas pump. They're looking for more efficient vehicles and more efficient ways to get around, and it's important to people personally because it's money, basically. The call for, Sarah Palin's famous drill baby drill, well, you could say it's for energy independence, or you could say it's for more profit for domestic energy producers. So in whose interest really is it? But because they're not saying change our energy sources, they're saying just let's make our own oil, let's discover our own oil. But you could probably explain the wars that the US is currently involved in. Libya, well, that might just be a collective action, but Iraq, certainly they have oil fields. They talked about going there to secure access to those oil fields, when in fact, after the fact, it's kind of gone back to how it was in terms of contracts, with a lot of European involvement and others. who operate wells and have access. But anyway, also in Afghanistan, they talk about a gas pipeline, I think natural gas, that would just make it easier to get to Europe. But at the local level, I think you can see certain communities that do come together and they do things such as buy locally grown produce and food, and that just cuts down on the pollution because it doesn't have to be transported as far, and it also helps local, the local economy. And that's related, I think. But like one of the things in the US recently is that manufacturing has sort of gone away because a lot of companies have gone to US companies have gone to other countries where labor is more less expensive, so they can profit more. And in that environment, we'd have to sort of bring back manufacturing to be able to produce solar panels, which they are doing, but if you look at the rates at which China is producing wind turbines and solar panels, we're way behind them. And it could be a good opportunity to, get people back to work. And will it happen? Not sure. Because it always depends on the so-called political consensus. But I don't know, you'd think with a Democratic Congress and a Democratic president they could have gotten something done, but I guess they tried to do too many things with healthcare and with financial re-regulation.
Una revolución energética.
La consommation d'électricité est
Muchas veces hablamos de cambio climático y